Good morning, students. So, we are here with another poem that is Hope is the Thing with Feathers. Hope is the thing. You should underline that word, the thing. The stress is on that. So, it is written by Emily Elizabeth Dickinson. So, let's go to the poet a bit. She was an American poet. She was a prolific poet. Prolific means exemplary, extraordinary poet. Okay, but less than a dozen of her nearly 1,800 poems were published during her lifetime. So to say, though she was an excellent poet, but her poems during her lifetime were published only 12 out of 1,800. What happened was, it is said that the work that was published was usually changed significantly by the publishers to fit into their poetic rules. So she had no particular rhyme, or she had totally different type of writing. So what happens is, the publishers change everything to fit into their rhythm. And then Dickinson's poems are unique for the era in which she wrote. Unique means something special. They have short lines, usually they did not have a particular titles, and used unconventional capitalization and punctuation. When you go through, you will understand. The capital letters are in between and the punctuations are not the way it is, not traditional, not conventional. Many of her poems deal with themes of death and immortality. Now, coming to the poem, Hope is the thing with feathers. So, the speaker, she defines hope as something with feathers, like feathered creature that perches in the soul. Perches means sits down, that resides, that dwells, that is living inside the human spirit, soul, not in the body, and sings the tune without the words. So, this feathery thing sings a tune that has no words and never stops at all. And the hope will never stop in whatever situation it will be. You might have heard these words like hope in the hopelessness, hope against the hope. What helps a person to go forward in life is hope. There is a saying among three, faith, hope, and charity. Among these three, the greatest is hope. You may have everything in life, but if you are hopeless, we say no, hopeless, I feel hopeless, or you are a hopeless person. So many times we have heard saying this, right? So hope is something that is very, very important. So here the poet says in the first stanza, hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. So, hope is something which cannot be hopeless. A person with hope can survive any worst circumstance in life. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and the sore must be the storm. Gale means a storm at sea, and sweetest in the gale is heard, and the sore must be the storm. Sore means very harsh or terrible. So the speaker says she has heard these kind of singing in the coldest places, in the middle of the storm at sea. It's a metaphor, it's metaphorically written, it's a comparison. So even in the middle of hopelessness, in the most harsh and terrible situation, she could she has heard this hope. There is a hope in her soul that could abash the little bird. Abash means disturb, upset, or embarrass, that kept so many warm. So that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. And the sweetest, so in the midst of lot of difficulties also, this sweetest song could be heard amidst the very cold wind of life, not the other wind. The storm at sea, even if we feel the sea that we sail, our life is full of storm. If we have this hope, it can keep us alive. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea. Yet, never in extremity, it asked a crumb of me. She says that she has heard this bird singing in the coldest places and on the weirdest seas. Chillest land means the coldest places and at strangest sea. Even when she has to pass through life situations, she could not understand. She has heard this voice of hope. Yet, never in extremity, even in the most difficult time, hope has not asked anything in return. It asked a crumb of me. Never it has asked anything from me back. So, that is hope. Hope keeps hope. And when we live with a person with hope, it helps us even in the most hopeless situations. That's the experience she wants to communicate with us. Now, as a conclusion, let's see what is the theme of this poem. The theme is hope. Though it is given in a simple words and it's a poem with 12 lines, it has so much to speak to us. First of all, it's an extended metaphor. Means it's a metaphor that has gone through the entire poem. That is hope, which is compared to the thing with feathers like a bird. And it portrays hope as a bird that lives within the human soul. The bird sings whether it is rain or storm or snow or harsh times or good times, and this hope needs to be there in the hearts of everyone. We can just hope, like now sometimes, oh, we don't know when the school will open, we don't know what is going to happen, but still we can hope these too will pass. After every night there is a day, and no problem has ended without a solution. Everything has a solution. Every dark thing has a brighter side. This is hope. When you think, you will get so many phrases, so many idioms that is coming to your mind, so many sayings, hope against hope. It's like a silver lining in the darkest cloud. So we can think so many things to tell about hope, or it's a little light in the pitch dark. That's again hope. A ray of hope, we have heard it. So hope is the thing with the feathers. It also tells us, its readers, to make use of hope. We should be hopeful in every circumstance. See, Lord, she is speaking with her simple example. So that's what she is saying. Hope is like a bird, and the poem defines it as bird with feathers in the beginning. The unusualness of the first description shows that it wants the reader to look hoping something else. It is not literally hope is with a wing. Okay, what's the meaning of saying that it's a thing with feathers? Means it's light, it can fly high, it can cover the horizons. Anything that is interior means anything that is spiritual is light. We always compare, for example, angels. Angels, when we imagine, they are things with wings. They fly very light. Anything with heavy bodies cannot fly. So, we need to be hopeful in all circumstances, in all challenges, in all our grief, in our sorrows, in our loss, in our pain, in the storm of life. When we feel everything is crumbling down, we should be hopeful. So, keep all this in mind, and the whole poem speaks about this theme, that is the theme of hope. And I said it's an extended metaphor.